Yeah, this is a reasonably accurate description of how scary nuns are in the UK. Most of us don't need to call Americans for help, though. There's simply no way, you bold bastards. Do you know how rare it is to get a horror film comfortably over 2 hours that doesn't suck? Do you know how hard it is to get a horror sequel that doesn't suck? Do you know how hard it is to get North London accents in a film that isn't a 1960s musical? And they did all of that in one, and it didn't suck. The Conjuring 2 stars Vera, Farmiga, and Patrick Wilson in one of the most trusting, beautiful marriages ever shown on the screen. How often do you get an entire franchise of films where the leads are a married couple and are basically never shown fighting or having problems of any sort? Anyway, we begin with the cock tease of what a Conjuring Amityville film could have looked like, and then we move on to Enfield and the Enfield haunting, which is somehow the most debunked and realest of the real case they've got in their history. It's a bizarre one, yes. Basically, it's a single mother to 4 children dealing with the most horrible thing you could imagine. The policies of Margaret Thatcher. I have to say, the number of times that these children go investigating scary-ass shit all alone in the middle of the night is just insane to me. And the ability of people in this goddamn small house not to wake up when this creepy stuff is going on is nuts. All of the kids share rooms. How can they? It's right there. Just wake up your brother. God damn it, child. Don't investigate that tent alone. Anyway, I do love one of the things I just love so much about the Conjuring films is the amount of nah, that's not real, oh shit moments you get. There's none of this constantly not believing people throughout the film. Like the police, for example, in this one, walk into the house. They're like, yeah, what's going on here for real though? And then chair zips across the room, within 30 seconds of them coming into the house. And they're like, oh fuck. And I love that so much. By the way, how did this film, some random horror movie, do more to teach this modern generation about Elvis than the actual Elvis film did? The relief, honestly, that this one holds up and manages to be just as scary as the first. I mean, the crazy thing is, the Warrens don't get into that house for over an hour. They just give us this, feature-length, standalone horror fest where it just keeps going and going. You're just like, oh my god, that was terrifying. Then there's another night of just bah! It just keeps on going, and then you do get more of the wholesome breaks and that sort of stuff once the Warrens arrive. I mean, Ed Warren. Holy shit, man will come in, save your soul, fix your house up, croon to you, and then ride off into the sunset with his wife. Heartbreaking for women all over the planet, honestly. Although I don't think the real one was like that. Anyway, it's just it's great to see, because there are certain things about this that aren't as good as the first film, but it's a very minor loss in quality for a Hollywood horror sequel, honestly. Also, this one for some reason feels older to me, as in it's set before the first one, which it's not. I think just because of the very British shag carpets and all of this, and they're in the middle of an actual town, that kind of gives it that feel, I guess. But the rural American setting in the first one, very much a lot about it could have been the 80s, not the 60s. So this, I don't know, it just feels older to me. And I like the very retro vibe of it. It's very interesting. And the Christmas setting, this is technically, I don't want to be that guy, but it's kind of a Christmas film. I love the third act puzzle solving where the Warrens are confronted with 3 riddles, basically of the level you would find in an escape room. It's so silly. And having a lightning strike as part of the finale, and Ed Warren getting blinded and stumbling around a haunted house. Oh, the mad bastards. It is a bizarre film. It's got such a scary, totally separate sort of first hour where the Warrens are barely in it. Then it's got the scene with the nun painting in their house. Oh, that's creepy shit. I'm so glad they cancelled the Crooked Man spin-off. That thing is a CGI monstrosity. It's by far the worst part of this. But overall, it was strong stuff. It made me sad that we've had, 10 films in the Conjuring franchise approximately now. There's a couple that kind of are part of it, but not. It's weird. But it made me sad they're not all Ed and Lorraine. You used to, in the 80s, get just bang, bang, bang. The constantly main entries in a franchise pumped out in the horror genre. You don't get that anymore, and I think that is sad, because it would just be so great to see 10 of these just with them, because they're so wholesome, and even when they're not great, they're great, Also, by far the best thing about this film is that the house is semi-detached. There are other people on the other side of a thin wall listening to this shit go down for months. It's such a funny idea to me. The next door neighbor to them, who we never see, just going like, as Ed Warren is like screaming at the devil. I love it. Anyway, let's hope that they keep up the quality here and don't make something ridiculous like, I don't know, a court film next. That would be crazy. Anyway, I'm giving... Sorry to burst your bubble, but Ed Warren really doesn't seem like he was that great a guy in real life. I know I've ruined your entire day with that information. 4 stars. I mean, if you just had like a full Amityville film with them and like, all these other cases that I've heard about that seem awesome, like... Instead of entire franchises about that fucking doll and that fucking nun, like this, the Conjuring franchise would be one of the greatest in horror, for sure. Kind of is anyway, I guess.